Record Sports Stock 101. Today's video. Well, college football season is back on. We had week 0 last weekend. I recapped that. I made a video on recap. Also did a preview video of week 0. Well, what kind of college football season it is gay there. We got a lot of games week 1. I mean, we got 5 straight days of college football: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Like I said, 5 straight days of great games. A lot of big games this weekend for week 1. So I'm going to break down every single game. I'll look at the odds for every single game. I'll make a prediction for every single game as well. So let's get started. We'll kick off things off on Thursday. So I'm going to go with start with Thursday in each day of the week. So Thursday, you got the first game is at 7 p.m. You got Elon and Wake Forest. You've got Kent State at UCF. You have Rhode Island at Georgia State. San Francisco at PA at Western Michigan. Got NC State. UConn, so that's wrap up. So 7:30. The 8 o'clock, the biggest game is Florida at Utah. They got Nebraska at Minnesota. They got South Dakota at Missouri. You got Arkansas Pine Bluff at Tulsa. North Carolina A&T at UAB, and South Utah at Arizona State. So that wraps up the Thursday game for week 1. The big games off is back to back. You got 8 p.m. game between Florida and Utah, and then Nebraska and Minnesota will be a game. Those two at 8 p.m. Those will be the best games to watch on Saturday. I mean, unless you're a fan of the other teams, but these are the good games on Thursday. And then Friday, we got some matchups. We got Howard at Eastern Michigan. You got Central Michigan at Michigan State. Miami, Ohio against UMiami. Louisville at Georgia Tech. Missouri State against Kansas. And then finish up at Stanford, Hawaii. The big games is back-to-back games. You got at 7 p.m. you got Miami, Ohio versus Miami. So the two Miami schools play each other. And then Louisville at Georgia Tech. Now that's so basically, so far between Thursday and Friday, the big games almost play. So like I said, so all the games, like I said, so 7 p.m. you have AC Network, FSS. So you can see here on the right hand side you have the team time. On the left side you have next to you have time. The game come on, and the TV will come on. So on Thursday, you got Utah at Florida at 8 p.m. That'll be on SPN. Also, Fox at 8 p.m. You have Nebraska and Minnesota. Then Friday, right over on Friday, you have on ACC Network, Miami, Ohio versus Miami. That'll be a good game to watch. Then over at ESPN at 7:30, you got Louisville at Georgia Tech. So big clean slate there. Since this was Stanford at Hawaii at 11 p.m. Nobody's going to just get this 11 p.m. game as a CBS network. So that's that. Saturday we got a lot of great games on Saturday. Got a clean slate of course a lot of games. So study at the noon slot. Got East Carolina and Michigan. That'll be on Peacock. Virginia at Tennessee 12 p.m. on ABC. Colorado at TCU, noon on Fox. Arkansas State at Oklahoma. Utah State at Iowa. Ball State at Kentucky. Bowling Green at Liberty. Fresno State at Purdue. Louisiana Tech at SMU. Northern Michigan at Boston College. Long Island University at Ohio. So that will wrap up the noon games. And the only game at 1 o'clock, you got Robert Morris at Air Force. Then started at 2 p.m. You got Mercer at Ole Miss. East Tennessee State at Jacksonville State. Northern Iowa at Iowa State. Akron at Temple. Portland State at Oregon. So that wraps up 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Coming up to 3 p.m. 3:30 slot, you got Ohio State at Indiana, Boise State at Washington, Rice at Texas, Tennessee State at Notre Dame, Buffalo at Wisconsin, UMass at Auburn, Towson at Maryland, South Florida at Western Kentucky, Woodford at Pittsburgh, Eastern Kentucky at Cincinnati, Gardner-Webb at Appalachian State, East Carolina, Arkansas, Southern Louisiana, Southeastern Louisiana, Mississippi State, this game, California at Texas and Colgate, at Syracuse and Bryant and UV. That will wrap up the 4 p.m. and the 3:30 games. Coming up at 6 p.m. Irving, it got UT Martin at Georgia, South Carolina State at Charlotte, Monmouth at Florida Atlantic, Citadel at Georgia Southern, Bucknell at James Madison, Albany at Marshall, Nevada at USC, Maine at Florida International, Southeast Missouri State at Kansas State. Let's see here. New Mexico at Texas A&M, Army at University of Louisiana at Monroe, Alabama A&M at Vanderbilt, Washington State at Colorado State, Texas State at Baylor, UTSA at Houston, Central Arkansas at Oklahoma State, Cookman at Memphis, Alcorn State at South Miss, so we're going to the 7 p.m. games, so the primetime games. CFB Austin at Troy, Middle Tennessee at Alabama, and then the 7:30 you got West Virginia at Penn State, North Carolina and South Carolina, Toledo and Illinois, Texas Tech at Wyoming, South Alabama at Tulane, Old Dominion at Virginia Tech, and Northwestern State at Louisiana, Western Illinois at New Mexico State, Incarnate Wood at UTEP, Northern Arizona at Arizona, Sam Houston at BYU, Coastal Carolina at UCLA, and wrap up the Saturday slate with Idaho State at San Diego State. So what's the big games on Saturday? Well, we saw lots of them. So we'll start off with noon. Noon. Virginia at Tennessee, Colorado at TCU. So those are two big games right around noon. So you got Virginia at Tennessee, that'll be at noon on ABC. Then Fox, big new kickoff, Colorado at TCU. That'll be interesting to watch. Then at 3:30, CBS, Ohio State at Indiana. And then ABC at 3:30, Boise State at Washington will be a good game to watch. Any more interesting game to watch? Let's see here. I saw a few. I'm going to get it in a second. Here you go. UTSA and Houston. At Houston at 7 p.m. FS1. That'll be the game. This is a really good team against Houston. This will be a good game to watch right there. And then West Virginia, primetime West Virginia at Penn State, 7:30 on NBC. Obviously, North Carolina at South Carolina at 7:30 over ABC. Any interesting more games of that? Now, maybe those who are interested, Northern Arizona 10 p.m. Pac-12 Network could be interesting game, but no, not that good. Oh, here's another one. Coastal Carolina at USA 10:30 p.m. at ESPN. Now, that'll be a good game to watch. It's a late night game, but that'll be a fun game to watch. Thus, Sunday, you got really good games on Sunday. You got Northwestern at Rutgers. That'll be a new on CBS at 3:30. Oregon State at San Jose State on CBS. And then the primetime game, LSU and Florida State, the most watched game on ABC. Then Monday is Clemson at Duke, 8 p.m. and ESPN. So now let's go. I'm going to give my prediction, my picks for every single week. All right, so let's start with Thursday. Thursday. I'm going to go with Wake Forest. I think Wake Forest is going to win. I think USCF is going to win. I'm going to go with Ashley. I could kill less with Georgia State. Well, I'm going to go with Rhode Island. A little upset there. Western Michigan. NC State beats UConn. Now, Florida and Utah. I'm going to go with Utah. Nebraska and Minnesota. Gaming, Minnesota. I'm going with Missouri, Tulsa, UAB, Arizona State. So Friday, I think the best game, like I said, is Miami. I think it's really hard to predict UMaine, but I think UMaine of Florida beats UMaine of Ohio. I think Louisville beat Georgia Tech on the road. For Saturday, I'm going with Michigan. I think they win the game. But the Tennessee, I think, beats Virginia. I think TCU beats Colorado. Okay. I think Washington beats Boise State. Ohio State goes on the road, beats Indiana. Let's see here. I think Houston wins against UTSA. I think Penn State wins it. Now, here's a good game. North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm going to go with South Carolina. I think they can win it. Coastal and UCLA. I'm going to use it now. Some upsets. What are some upsets for week 1? Let's see. Thursday, Florida at Utah is definitely upset right there. And Nebraska and Minnesota. That's one upset you got over there. UMaine Ohio beats Miami. I guess Georgia Tech beating Louisville or Louisville beating Georgia Tech could be upset. Hawaii beating Stanford. Now that would be upset right there. Virginia beating Tennessee. Colorado beating TCU will be an upset. Indiana beating Ohio State. Boise State being Washington could be an upset right over there. UT Martin maybe upset Georgia, but that's unlikely. Any more upsets this week? There's another one. There's another upset. UTSA could be Houston. That could be upset there. North Carolina beats South Carolina. Right? That could be upset. Oh, West Virginia beating Penn State. Upset. Oh, there's another one. Middle Tennessee State beats Alabama. South Carolina could beat USLA. So there. Rutgers and Northwest is toss up. Oregon State, San Jose State. So I'm going to say that one. I think San Jose could win that one. LSU, Florida State, that's a toss up. It's really hard to pick that game right now. But I think Florida State win that game. But like I said, this is a really tough spot for both. Look, head of this game, it's going to be really. Look, it's the Florida State LSU game. Miami of Ohio versus UMaine. And North Carolina versus South Carolina. These 3 games are literally tossed up games. These 3 games, anybody can win the game. It's going to be fun to watch. And then Monday night between Duke and Clemson, give me Clemson. And look, I can see Duke winning this game. It's on the road. It's a primetime game. It's a night game. It's a Monday night game. The first game is for Duke and Clemson. I'm going to tell you right now, Duke fans are going to be at this game. Especially the 2 sections will be loud. This game will be loud. It's on ESPN. It's an APA game. First game of the season. I bet you the Duke fans are going to be into it. It will be an interesting environment there. But those are the game. My prediction for each game, obviously, there are a ton of games. I didn't go game by game prediction because, I don't want to do that. But I will give a look at the odds, though, for the week 1. Let's take a look. As we start college football season, let me see here. So most of the odds are out. We're going to start with Thursday games. Okay. Thursday got Kansas State, UCF. UCF is minus 27. Give me the UCF. I'll take NC State in this one. Where's NC State? There you go. Florida is a 6.5 underdog against Utah. Now, this is NC spread. I would take Utah in spread, but this is a really interesting spread, in my opinion. Okay? It's going to be a really interesting game. The question for this game for Utah is, can Rising be healthy? That's the big question for there. Same time, Nebraska and Minnesota, they're both very similar in terms of spread. Minnesota's 7.5. I'm going to take Minnesota this one. Nebraska, if Nebraska go on the road and beat Minnesota, that'd be a big win for Matt Rule. On the road, so 1-0. Great start there. Then on Friday, Central Michigan, Michigan State giving Michigan State. Miami. Here we go. Miami, Florida. It is a 17 home favorite over Miami, Ohio. That'll be a game, but give me Miami, Ohio, Florida. Georgia Tech is an underdog to the Louisville, and Louisville's a 7.5 favorite on the road at Georgia Tech. That is an interesting spread right there between the two. I would take Louisville this one. Stanford, Hawaii. Again, Stanford 3.5 favorite. I'll take Stanford. I think Hawaii could win this game, but Stanford, this is a toss-up game. Michigan obviously 36. Wow, 36 game favorite, home favorite against East Carolina. Here we go. TCU is a 20.5 favorite against Colorado. Now that's too high, but boy, I'm gonna go with TCU this one. Virginia, Tennessee. Tennessee is a minus 28 favorite over Virginia. Let's see over here. Utah State, this is there. Federal State, Purdue, +4, -4 situation. Let's see here. So again, Boston State, Kentucky odds. USA Tech and SMU, Northern Illinois, Boston College, Bowling Green, Liberty, Arkansas State and Oklahoma, Akron and Temple. Ohio State is a 30-point favorite over Indiana. That'd be interesting. And Boston is a 14.5 favorite over Boise State. Let's see. Buffalo, Wisconsin. That'd be interesting right there. First game for Wisconsin for Luke Fickell. UMass and Auburn. California, New Texas, Nevada, honestly here. Any interesting game here? This is interesting. USA and Houston plus. USA is a -1 road favorite against the Houston Cougars. Now this will be a fascinating game to watch because that's interesting. That is an interesting, really interesting odd. I did not know that's the odd for that game. Wow, that is interesting. Let's see here. Oh, West Virginia, Penn State. Here's another one. Penn State also 20.5 favorite over West Virginia. Let's see. I'll take Penn State that one. South Carolina and North Carolina. Now this is an interesting one. North Carolina 2.5 favorite. Now this is a neutral site game. Keep in mind, this is in Charlotte, so a neutral site game. But because it's a neutral site game, it is no brainer that North Carolina will be favored because it's at home. Wow. Crazy side there. Toledo, Illinois, +9, -9. That's interesting video. I'm looking at these odds, and these are great odds too. Coastal Carolina is a 4.5 road underdog to USLA. Now, to some extent, wow. I mean, come on. But this is interesting. This has to be nobody talking about this, but this will be an interesting game to watch. Then Saturday, Rutgers is 6.5 favorite with Northwestern, San Jose State, and Oklahoma State. This is odds right there. I was going to say I have to take that, but here we go. Florida State and LSU. Now LSU is a 2.5 road favorite in a neutral site game. Now remember, this game is to be played in Orlando. Okay, so the neutral site game must be in New Orleans. So now this year is going to be in Orlando. Okay. So very interesting odds right there. And then Clemson is a 2.5 favorite road on the road against Duke. Now that is very interesting. I mean, these odds are very interesting to see, but there you have it. So those are the odds for the week one. Also look to be a preview, like I said, 5 straight days. I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of college football. 5 straight days college football. It's so exciting. I look at this game. I'll give a prediction. The odds, and comment down below on your thoughts. What you think? I want to hear from you. Like, what do you think are the best games? Obviously, in my opinion, other 5 days, there are a lot of interesting games. The big games, obviously, starts with Thursday between Florida and Utah. Friday, UVA and Georgia Tech. Miami of Ohio versus Miami of Florida. On Saturday, you got TCU and Colorado. Virginia versus Tennessee. West Virginia and Penn State. Coastal Carolina and UCLA. And then on Sunday is the LSU Florida State and the Monday night between Duke and Clemson to wrap up week 1. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I am Sports Talk 101 signing up. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.